Hey y'all, Christine here, and today we are going to be talking about another one of our jewelry making kits. It's our Daydreamer Stretchy Bracelet Making Kit, and it is so simple and fun. It's perfect for beginners at jewelry making or people that have made jewelry before but just want an easy, simple, quick project and something that they can come back to time and time again, or something that's great for the whole family. Perfect for little fingers and perfect for someone that has a definite style in mind and wants something that's going to go with everything. Our Daydreamer Stretchy Bracelet Making Kit has materials and beads to make at least 10 to 12 bracelets depending on your wrist size and exactly the designs that you would like to make. So I'm going to get started by showing you what all comes in the kit. It's going to come with our gray wooden beads, our turquoise polymer clay Heshy style beads, a strand of gold hematite rounds, and then kind of this like matte gray Chinese crystal rondelle, as well as some gorgeous handmade Tibetan beads in some really vibrant colors, and a couple of African bone accent beads. It comes with an entire spool of Stretch Magic and some super new glue. The thing that is awesome about these kits is that you don't need any special tools. You can use some sharp scissors that you might have at home and a little bit of Scotch tape that's going to be helpful. If you have designer wire cutters at home, you could certainly use those, but you don't need to. We're going to start by cutting about a foot or so of our Stretch Magic for each bracelet. And then I just like to put a little piece of Scotch tape at the end. And I like to pre-stretch these sections. Kind of helps us get all of the slack out of there. And it's going to keep our bracelet from stretching out as we're wearing it. And with all of these strands, you'll notice that they're tied off through the end just by kind of slipping the fishing line, the temporary thread that they're on, through the last bead. So you can open them up that way. And then with the polymer clay especially, you're going to want to string them by holding several in between your fingers and slipping your Stretch Magic through a handful at a time if you can. It makes the stringing process go a little bit faster. And we can be a little bit random about how we string these beads, or you can pick out a really particular pattern. So we'll string on a few of the polymer clay. And see how I undid this one to leave my little excess string on there. Helps me pull several off. String these on. And then maybe I want a gold bead or two. I'm just going to feed this back through to open up our strand. And maybe one of our beautiful handcrafted accent beads. And a few more of these. Now I want all of my bracelets to be approximately 7.5 inches in length. That's going to be a pretty good average wrist size. So I'm going to aim for that for my finished length for my stack of bracelets. You could certainly start by trying these on yourself too and make sure that that's a comfortable length before you totally tie them off. I'm going to string a couple here and then we'll tie them all off together. So pre-stretch my Stretch Magic and then string my beads. You definitely don't want to have to string these polymer clay beads all one at a time. It'll take you a little while. So keeping them all on the temporary string is a big time saver. Get a handful of these on there. And then I'll start to look at what I might want in the center. So maybe I want some accent beads, a couple more polymer clay, and another accent bead. Let's see if I'm close to my length there. String a few more on this side. You'll notice I always kind of end with my focal point on my bracelet. You certainly don't have to do that, but that helps me know for sure that I'm going to end in a bead that has a nice large hole. The reason that that's important is because it's going to give us a hole that's large enough to hide our Stretch Magic knot inside of. A couple more beads. Now this is the 1mm Stretch Magic. It is the thickest size that we sell. So it's nice and strong, nice and durable. And I'll just put a little piece of tape back here. Okay, so there are a couple of my bracelets. You can see they're gonna make a really nice stacking set with the one that I've already strung. Go ahead and pull these a little bit more to get more of our excess out of that bracelet, the excess stretch. And what I'm gonna do is start by just tying one simple knot. Pull that tight, string another knot, or second knot, pull that tight, and sometimes I'll have room for a third knot. I can kind of look at the size of these holes and determine whether or not there's room for a third knot. I don't necessarily think on this one I have room, but 2 knots is just fine. So this is where I'm going to use my super new glue. It's a really fast drying jewelry glue. Just put a little drop of that on our knot and then pull the knot so it gets lodged inside these beads right here. And give that a few seconds to dry while I tie off our next bracelet. Pull this again, get all of our excess stretch out of there. And then I'm gonna tie 1 knot and pull this tight. And then our second knot and pull this tight. This one, it looks like I do have room for a third knot. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie my third knot, pulling that tight, and use a little drop of my super new glue right here. And then just pull the knot so it gets lodged inside this bead right here. I'm gonna give that a few seconds to dry while I snip off my extra here. So I can use my wire cutters and snip off nice and close. There's my finished product on this one. If I didn't have those wire cutters at home, I could certainly use sharp scissors. Pull up on our Stretch Magic a little bit to get nice and close and cut off our excess there. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. You can see there are some of these beads that I haven't even touched yet, so I could keep on going and creating a lot of fun different patterns and colorways. I also want to show you one other helpful tip with these. So let's say that's all I wanted to create today. I could come back to this project again and again. The reason that it's so helpful to leave the excess string on the end of these strands is so that I can just tie these off the way that they were before by slipping that piece of fishing line back through the end of that bead, and it holds safe for another day. Do the same thing on this one. Back through this bead. Pull that snug. And then the same thing with our polymer clay. Back through the last bead or 2. This one has a curled up end. And then just pull this snug. So all of our strands are ready for us to revisit on another jewelry making day, where we can make several more stretch bracelets to wear, share, and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out all of my other jewelry making videos.